I woke up this morning knowing that yesterday the United States Supreme Court effectively made same-sex marriage legal across the entire U.S. So it was with much dread that I approached my window to look out at the world on this new day, a nation so drastically changed. I pulled up the blinds and looked out at the world, and I saw it. I saw that my married heterosexual neighbors across the street had the sanctity of their marriage utterly broken. They were wailing in the street with tortured eyes, and I could only look on in terror as their wedding rings tarnished into nothingness with the violation of said sanctity. I couldn't stand to watch it anymore, so I fled from my window. But I remembered that this was a federal issue. Surely the entire country would be suffering from all the assurances of homophobic rhetoric that my ears had endured for as long as I was old enough to comprehend the controversial issue of homosexual marriage rights. So I took to the internet and I clicked through cyberspace, taking in the endless horror. After a brief indulgence in some porn, of course. I mean, I'm only human, and the internet has some great stuff to offer. But I digress. I clicked through the news articles after news articles from various sources, reading about the tragic state of affairs that were guaranteed to follow in the wake of such a monumental Supreme Court decision. I saw that across the country, people were stumbling down the slippery slope of this new reality into their collective dooms. A woman, a straight woman in Texas, was forced to marry her gay neighbor. In Georgia, a straight married couple of 15 years filed for divorce so they could marry their dachshund hounds. A scoutmaster in Nebraska had to marry his entire troop of sub-18-year-old Boy Scouts. A married straight couple in Michigan is now a married octuple because we were promised that allowing gay people to get married meant that polygamy would be A-OK. And what's more, the 6 additional women that poor bastard had to marry were his sisters. Polygamy and incest now running rampant in Michigan. Thanks, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. There haven't been any news articles published in Colorado for over a year now because ever since legalization of marijuana, the whole state's nothing but a bunch of pothead hippies that have gatewayed their way into hard drug obsession by now. And possibly, worst of all, I heard that North Dakota was forced to marry South Dakota and North Carolina was forced to marry South Carolina today, all because gay people who love each other have finally been granted the right to tie the knot. Wait, none of that shit happened. Turns out that allowing homosexuals to get married doesn't force straight people to do anything other than legally acknowledge gay couples in the same way they would straight couples, huh? Wow. You mean that extending the same right to one demographic as you do to every other adult demographic doesn't put us on a slippery slope of bestiality, incest, polygamy, and child molestation? Son of a bitch. It's almost as if Fox News wasn't being entirely honest about something. Maybe that's why when I look out my window this morning, I saw nothing out of the ordinary, apart from an American horizon that's taken one step closer to being as good of a country as it brags about being. Let's keep it up. We still have a lot of work to do.